Hi. I thought I'd continue our talk about the different guitars that I use. This is the Harmony, established 1892, two pickup solid body guitar. I don't know what the guitar is actually called. The headstock used to say Harmony, established 1892 on it, and it was offered in the 1984 JCPenney Christmas catalog, which is where my parents found it for me. Now, though the Harmony name as a guitar manufacturer was well regarded right up through the 50s, by the time the 80s rolled around, the company had been long gone, and the name Harmony was licensed out to a number of different Asian manufacturers. And guitars from this period, it's hard to find solid information on them, much less the model name. I know that this was paired in the catalog with a tiny plastic amplifier, which I used quite a bit when I was younger, but it's long since gone. Now, this is not exactly the same guitar that I was given. The guitar was always quite impossible to tune properly. It turns out that the combination bridge tailpiece that this guitar had on it was put in the wrong place, which, if you know anything about guitar scales, can really mess you up. Now, I found out about that and was able to replace it with a stop tailpiece and tune-o-matic bridge, which helped tremendously. And then a few years ago I went even farther, stripped the entire thing down, tore it apart, put on this nice Pessell blue finish. It's a classic Gibson paint color. Fashioned a new pick guard for it, all new electronics. New DiMarzio humbucking pickups, and these are great. The original pickups on this guitar were single coil, believe it or not. They were underneath humbucker covers and placed on a humbucker base plate, but I found out when I tore them apart that they were actually single coils. So it was a cheap guitar. I wasn't sure that I would be able to get the sound that I liked out of this guitar with humbuckers. You know, I didn't know if it was a single coil that made me like the sound or not. So I installed, when I redid everything, a coil tap switch, which allows me to turn the humbuckers into single coils. You end up with a weaker signal, and there's a little bit of 60 cycle hum, but it's supposed to basically turn the guitar literally into a single coil guitar again. I have yet to use that feature. But if I was going to re-record 315 today, that's probably what I would use. Just a flick of the switch. Let's see. Turn it up a little bit. Get the signal back. And it would sound something like this. Not exactly what it sounded like on record, but that was through an overdriven amp plugged directly into the mixer. Something I just don't do anymore. Didn't know any better back then. Anyway, this guitar sounded really bluesy when I plugged it into a Marshall tube amplifier and recorded the solo to Lay Down All Your Care. So it's a very versatile guitar, because that was a completely different sounding song right there. And when I first began recording what would become Your Obedient Servant, I knew I wanted this sort of kind of gnarly, gritty, bluesy thing to do in there. This guitar was still kind of in pieces, so I had to kind of cobble it together. Still had the original pickups, hadn't had these yet, so I had to kind of wire those back up a little bit. And recorded a solo that, though I liked it a lot, it was just way too noisy. The guitar wasn't grounded properly, not shielded at all. So I ended up re-recording it, but to get that sort of gnarly sound that I was looking for, I ended up buying a Mad Professor distortion pedal, which, and I apologize for how loud this is going to be, but this is sort of what it gave me. So that was neat. I played it better a few months ago, believe me. Anyway, it's taken me over 30 years to make this guitar finally feel like it's mine, but I did it, and I'm real happy with it now. The Harmony, established 1892, 2 pickup solid body guitar. Bye-bye.